We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
I'm back. That still has a nice beat to it. Still seated twerking to bounce. New year, and that song still has a vibe in 2025. Also, it's time for a new intro. I am in with a podcast change. I added the F.A.A.F.O to it, but I'm back with the same formula that has allowed me to be successful in the past. I've set realistic intention. I plan on being present and following through, but I still intend to remain petty and hold grudges. Not all intentions need to be positive. Also, I will be unengaged and unbothered by people and things in my life that do not serve me. That means parasitic people, unsolicited judgments, biased newspapers, and mainstream banks. I will not apologize for maintaining my mental peace. Happy and unbothered and at peace because I'm at unbothered. All day, every day, being unbothered is my way. Join me. I'm still in my age of Aquarius where I'm leaning into technology, and I'm probably going to be using this motif a lot more in my writing. But there's just so much volatility that is going on. We have to anchor ourselves in the non-financial. We focus on what we control, our savings rate, our budget, emergency funds. You got to do like they used to do on that Friar, set it and forget it. If you have a plan and you're diversified, even though Buffett says not to be, but in this economic environment and for those that are just building our cash flow, we still have to be there. Amount of diversity has to be in place on a smaller scale, because when you look at Warren Buffett's holdings, he is diversified based on the different types of companies he actually invests in. You got to give yourself permission to relax, because when you relax, you can be more open to other alternative plans. Even in this shutdown, what are we in the second or third week? We can still be brave and trust the plan for when times are calmer. You have to remind yourself about peace and being resilient, being an innovative economic machine. It's always recover. It'll recover again. Take a breath. Close that trading app, but watch out if your options are getting ready to expire. Call somebody, talk to somebody. Don't do any doom scrolling on social media. Get into have a curated feed about big backing in South Georgia. That's fun. My well-being is not tied to a ticker symbol. The market daily sprints are irrelevant. I rest in the knowledge that my steady, patient discipline is the most powerful force I possess. And as well, y'all got this. We got this. So let's get it. This week, I've had the opportunity to do a couple of things. I wrote a little bit more with assistance of my, hopefully, my book, The Trickster, A Parable. But I'm going to just do the introduction to my Twin Destiny saga, that the full and previous videos are now available on the 10 for Reading YouTube channel, But this week, I'm going to have a continuation of the twin Kochou that is being raised by her Japanese expats in Southern Korea. I think it's great because she basically is dreaming of her own destiny, and then her parents, in a positive way, tells about their Japanese heritage, and she finally finds her jakbo and to explain what her heritage is, unlike theirs. And you can see the intertwining of two different cultures, and they do it effectively, and they don't make her feel like a other. It just adds to what she can take pride in, and I hope I convey that in the video as well as by sharing the audio with the audience. So thank you for listening.
10-year-old Kochou follows a golden butterfly into the hybrid hanok garden, breath light with wonder. She laughs softly as lantern light flickers. Reeds bow, stones and bamboo whisper welcome. In the hush, the house and garden hold her, belonging written in wood, stone and light. In the year 1580, along the banks of the river Han, servants of the Yoshimura family discovered something extraordinary floating in a reed basket. A baby girl, abandoned by her mother, the royal concubine Zhong, would become the bridge between two worlds. They named her Kochou, and from the moment she was pulled from the water, her life carried the weight of secrets and the promise of new beginnings. Raised by Yoshimura Junzo, the fourth son of Buddhist temple architects and traders, and his wife, Koko, daughter of a samurai from Yangdong, her story unfolds at the meeting point of history, duty, and unexpected tenderness. As expatriates in Korea, their status as a fourth son and a daughter allowed them to exist with a certain kind of freedom. Unburdened by the strict hierarchical expectations placed on firstborns, they were met with a kind of benign neglect from their prestigious Japanese families. This distance, once a source of quiet sorrow, became their greatest asset. It was a blank canvas, an unspoken permission to build a life outside the rigid lines of tradition. They were free to choose which customs to honor and which to leave behind, carefully curating their heritage to create something entirely new, something that was truly their own. It was a quiet rebellion, a chance to weave their own identity from the threads of two distinct, powerful cultures. Yoshimura, an architect by trade and a poet by heart, saw no separation between the two. For him, a building was a poem written in wood and stone, and cultural fusion. He would build their love, he designed it as a physical manifestation of their union, a structure that could hold both their histories without diminishing either. From the outside, it presents as a traditional Korean hanok, its gracefully curved roofline, a familiar, comforting sight in their adopted homeland. This was a deliberate gesture of respect and belonging, a public embrace of their new life, and a promise to put down roots in this new soil. But step inside, and you enter a world defined by the intricate details of a Japanese dwelling. Delicate papered shoji screens that slide with a whisper, low chests of dark polished wood, and a serene tea alcove for quiet contemplation. The wooden beams are carved with careful, meditative precision, each mark a testament to patience and artistry. In this space, the clean, earthy scent of Japanese incense mingles with the comforting, nutty aroma of Korean steamed rice. Morning light drifts through the paper screens, casting soft, mutable patterns across the rooms, while the polished floors reflect two suns, one Korean, one Japanese. Every beam, every sliding door, every carefully placed stone in the garden tells the story of two traditions becoming one. Now 10 years old, Kochou moves through this world as if she were born of it, which in a way she was. She navigates the space with the innate grace of inherited ritual and the bright spark of endless curiosity. For her, the house is not just wood and stone. It is the sound of her father's footsteps on the polished floor. It is the texture of her mother's hanbok. It is more than a home. It is a silent, ever-present teacher. Today, like many days before, something catches her eye. A butterfly, delicate and golden, dancing through the filtered light of paper windows. It flutters past hanging sketches and lacquered boxes, a small comet of color against muted timbers. Watch as she follows it, her laughter bright and pure, echoing through doorways that frame both Korean elegance and Japanese precision. Her fingers reach toward it, only to miss, and each miss is a lesson in delight. In the main hall, architectural sketches hang beside ceramic jars filled with herbal tea, while framed family plans for Buddhist temples share space with carefully preserved records of Japan's military history. This home is more than shelter. It is a living map of tradition and imagination, a sanctuary woven from two distinct yet harmonious cultures. Every object tells a story of connection. Here, history is not confined to books, but breathes from the silk-wrapped jokbo, a chronicle of lineage resting beside scrolls of poetry. The air itself feels steeped in memory, carrying the faint scent of aged wood and dried flowers, a gentle hum of lives lived in a delicate, intentional balance. It is a place where East meets East in ways the world has rarely seen, a delicate balance of Korean strength and Japanese serenity. Here, the sturdy, cloud-like texture of hanji paper softens the light beside the clean, geometric lines of shoji screens. This is not a collision of worlds, but a loving conversation between two aesthetic philosophies, creating a unique dance of shadow and warmth that feels both intentional and deeply organic. A single golden butterfly, a shimmering guide, leads Kochou deeper into the heart of the house, past sliding screens painted with cranes in flight. It moves with an ethereal grace, a silent invitation, as if born from a dream she has yet to remember. It is a whisper of the river, a promise of a story waiting to be found. The elegant birds seem to take to the air, their painted wings echoing graceful movement. She mirrors their form, her body remembering a dance it has never been taught. A silent conversation between the art and the child who lives among it. Her spirit feels a kinship with their timeless flight. Here in the tea room, Korean ondol heating radiates a gentle warmth through the floors, rising up beneath traditional Japanese tatami mats. It's a foundation of unseen comfort, a warmth that feels both ancient and alive, seeping into bone and soul. This subtle heat is the house's quiet heartbeat. This unique union creates a profound comfort that transcends borders. The journey continues through the kitchen, where sturdy Korean earthenware holds delicate Japanese seasonings, each vessel chosen for its purpose and its beauty. Here, wooden ladles rest beside gleaming brass pans, and recipes written in 2 languages blend, just like the families who created them. Their shared history is chronicled not in books, but in flavors passed down through generations. Tucked away on a shelf, a child's doll sits dressed in a patched hanbok over a kimono. The butterfly seems to know every corner, every hidden passage, as if it too is a guardian of this home, a keeper of the quiet magic held within its walls. It is a thread of gold, connecting the past to the present, a living echo of the river where all stories begin. It leads Kochou ever deeper through the story of who she is and who she is destined to become. In Yoshimura's study, scrolls of temple blueprints unfurl beside maps marking trade routes between Korea and Japan. Tools for measuring, inks stained by years of sketches, and notes on temple ornamentation populate the desk. These are the tools of a man who builds bridges, not just of wood and stone, but of understanding. His architectural genius lies not in choosing one tradition over another, but in proving they can coexist, can strengthen each other. The study is where ideas are tested, where sketches become shelters, and where a child learns that lines on paper can become places of belonging. Kochou pauses at a low table, where her adoptive mother Coco practices calligraphy, her brush moving with the fluid grace of samurai training applied to peaceful arts. Each stroke shows controlled strength and gentle patience. Ink blooms into characters that speak of home, belonging, and deliberate care. The characters she forms speak not only of words but of choices, of building a family from intention rather than blood, and of teaching a small girl how identity can be written, erased, and rewritten with love. The butterfly dances higher now, toward the ceiling where Korean danchong colors, brilliant blues, reds, and greens, accent Japanese joinery techniques. Carved rafters meet painted beams. Brass fittings gleam where mortise meets tenon. Even in the smallest details, the house whispers of harmony achieved through patience and respect. Its upper reaches holding stories painted in color and held together by expert hands. As Kochou follows her winged guide, a fleeting speck of gold leading her from the familiar, polished interior toward the promise of the garden. It's a call she seems to recognize from a half-remembered dream, a whisper of mist over a distant river. The air itself seems to shift, growing warmer and scented with blossoms and damp earth, a gentle, unspoken invitation to a world waiting just beyond the threshold. In this seamless transition, we see how the architectural fusion mirrors her own identity. It is a space that speaks her own quiet language, a place neither fully Korean nor Japanese, but something new, something beautiful, a harmonious blend of 2 distinct worlds. It is a living poem, written in stone, water, and wood, where every element, every carefully placed rock and sculpted pine contributes to a singular, breathtaking story of her own lineage, a story of origins, both found and chosen. It is a creation that could only exist in this moment, in this place, born from a deep, shared understanding. In the garden, the robust, organic forms of Korean stone arrangements, reminiscent of ancient riverbeds, create tranquil meditation spaces. Their solid, unyielding presence grounds the spirit with an earthy permanence. These find their counterpoint in the delicate elegance of Japanese water basins and the whispering vertical lines of bamboo groves, a dance of strength and grace, of stillness and sound. Here, the gentle sound of water meets the ancient, patient hush of moss. It is a constant, living dialogue between movement and stillness, between the fleeting moment and the eternal. The butterfly finally settles on a flowering branch near a carved stone lantern, its journey complete. Its golden wings pulse gently in the soft light, a tiny beating heart of the garden, a beacon of pure tranquility. Kochou approaches slowly, her breath caught somewhere between reverence and wonder. But she stops her chase, breathless not from exertion, but from awe. In her stillness, we understand the profound gift Yoshimura and Koko have given her, a world where she belongs completely. This is a sanctuary built not despite her mixed heritage, but in beautiful celebration of it. This is the house that love built. Their every architectural choice was an act of faith in a future where differences become strengths, where a little girl can chase butterflies through doorways that connect not just rooms, but entire worlds of possibility. The lantern light softens as dusk leans in, and the butterfly takes flight once more, disappearing into the Korean sky above their Japanese garden. Kochou smiles, feeling the weight of river origins and the warmth of chosen family at once. She is exactly where she belongs, in the beautiful space between traditions, in the home that exists because two people dared to build something entirely. Cross Dissolve 0821. At dusk, mist gathers over the Han. 10-year-old Kochou follows a golden flutter along the reeds, the world quiet as breath. She hears it before she sees it, the hush of wings, a glimmer of gold tugging at her gaze, the river whispering of beginnings. The golden butterfly settles upon the lid, as if delivering a message only dreams can carry. Like a heartbeat held in cloth, to a future they somehow recognize. The golden butterfly drifts to a reed basket on the Han. Two fishermen lift the lid, revealing a red silk-wrapped jokbo. They notice Kochou and bow, mist swirling in reverence. She wakes in her futon, breath steady, only a dream. Like a heartbeat held in cloth, to a future they somehow recognize. The ribbon catches the fading light. The pages whisper like water. The butterfly lifts again and the world exhales, mist folding the river. The river lingers. The river lingers in her pulse. She steps from futon into the dusk, breezing blue across wood, Kochou follows, bare feet on cool stepping stones, past a stone lantern, past jars that hold the day's quiet. Bamboo leans, whispering. A koi flicks gold in the basin. The butterfly hovers above the water and taps once. Ripples widen, and in their rings she sees pages, like river. A red silk ribbon flickering at the edge of knowing. She reaches, not to take, but to listen. The garden holds its breath. Somewhere a night bird calls. The lantern's ember trembles, and the butterfly settles on its warm crown. Kochou bows to the small flame, to the stones, to the hush that binds house to earth. Toward whatever the hush has already named.
Trade routes knit our family across Southeast Asia. Ports, spices, and promises carried home.
Our samurai line chose honor and restraint, duty tempered with mercy, strength guided by wisdom.
Tutor tales and your lessons fit, history, routes, and honor. I will remember.
Kochou climbs the family library shelves. Gentle breath, careful hands, curiosity guiding her steps. Behind a curtain of scrolls, a hidden alcove yields a red silk-wrapped jokbo.
Is in alignment with a podcast segment dedicated to a fictional PI and all about true crime, or fictional crime in this case. Don't you think? For the past several months, my focus has really changed on how can I get my money to work for me, being very, not really frugal, well, yeah, not spending my money on stupid stuff, and how can I make money and not lose money. And I try to invest or figure out which investments will give me the largest, literally the largest bang for my buck. I was with the meme coin craze. I want to go from meme to actual altcoin on the level of Ripple and XRP. But there are other people that really are just out here trying to rip people off. They're not trying to work for anything. They're not trying to build anything. They're just trying to take. The latest is one of the many operations, large scale, that are going on in Africa. It's a multi-agent, multinational, large scale fight against against fraud involving cryptocurrency and other cyber crimes. One of the biggest was Operation Serengeti, from June through August of 2025, involving 18 African countries and the UK. Basically, over $300 million was actually stolen or lost. There's 65,000 victims identified, and it's a huge online. 15 individuals have been apprehended and counting. What some of these people are bet on is the anonymity of the dark web and the web in general. But they really are operating on such a large scale, it is very scary. If anybody reaches out to you and promise high yield crypto returns, run. Don't even ask any questions. I don't need anybody to assist me in getting the coins or XRP. I don't need the piggyback. I don't need somebody to have any access to the little bit of cash that I do have. I'm not going to give that access. And I know there's a certain amount of risk that's involved with investment. But if it really is, if they say if it seems too good to be true, you're right. Trust your gut and just see and follow your eyes. If it doesn't make sense. And in this world, there is a risk that's associated with returns, but you got to be sane about it. You talking about 50%? Who gets 50%? Nobody. You just got to be smart about who you operate with and who you let in, because ultimately there are scammers, and this is only one of them in Zambia. There was an Angola where there's 60 Chinese nationals were over there stealing power to mine crypto. It's absolutely crazy. Out of the $300 million that was stolen, only 97.4 million have actually been recovered. And so the rest of the people that got, you ain't gonna see your money again. Y'all just gotta be careful. Then they got the all-around scams involving SIM cards, which nobody has anymore. In this country, almost all the SIMs are eSIMs, so you don't have to worry about that. You can't just slide and change phones and do all of that. It's all in the cloud. And then there's several people have been arrested in between Kenya and, of course, Nigeria. And it's also been associated with human trafficking and other international scams. So some of it is truly tied to hiding illicit funds by using crypto and making the transfers almost disappear or almost invisible. But in the grand scheme of things, what goes on in the dark web is going to come to the light. And there are just so many other crimes that are out there just waiting to be got. Because even though you don't think there is a record of it, there is a record of that transaction and the way the ledger, it works, and with all of the fail-safe to get the quantify and ratify the transaction that's traceable. So these are not victimless crimes. These are or become high profile the more money that's involved. So I would actually just be careful. Mind your P's and Q's, protect your back, and keep your head on swivel, because there's a whole bunch of forces out here, real and unrealized, that are out to basically run your pockets. All I can is say be careful. Invest, but invest prudently with reputable people. Don't reach out to me on any social media, because number one, I'm off, and no reputable investor an accountant or some guru is going to just unsolicited hit you up on social media. No, that doesn't happen. Stick with what you know. Go to Charles Schwab or your bank at JP Morgan Chase and talk to one of the wealth advisors, or talk to some if you got that kind of money. But don't trust to get unsolicited anything from anybody that you don't know and is not in real life. Be very careful who you let in, and definitely who you let into your pockets. Yeah, there's just a whole bunch of unholy amount of information, ungodly information that's coming out on the reality TV world. And what better yet of using the instrumental of Unholy as I record on this glorious Sunday morning. Welcome to another act, or the latest episode of Glendale's latest act of Black Male Foolishness on Bell Collective. Child, I'm really getting tired of reviewing and the entire show becoming about foolishness. I think one of the highlights of previous episodes was we actually got to see more of Serena's life arc. We got to see more of what's her name? She just mean. She always look mean, and she got a natural BBL. But anyways, I want to see Lateshia Pearson win. I don't want to keep seeing this same absurdity where Lateshia, successful networker, even against that bullshit with him sliding into the gay girl's DMs and then dancing with her, it seems the show's direction keeps falling back, and she seems to consistently allowing herself to be held back by somebody that all he has is his primary job is defending his honor. And people looking at her like she's crazy, because why are you with him? He gets like, oh, that other girl's that she basically was ambushed. And he did get that right. Went over to the girl's house. The questions were all directed at Lateshia to make her look crazy. And then he then has to be confronted, and then he acts like a victim. And then we see, and it had me ugly crying because I felt bad for her. But then I'm like, this is a cycle that we, the audience, and me as an audience member, I am tired of the nonsense. I'm tired of watching her defend somebody that keeps doing the indefensible. Why? If it is obvious they've been together for years. And did y'all catch that tea where she said when they did separate, she actually went out on dates? So it is obvious neither one of them are going anywhere. And they seem to somehow stay together. I'm not sure how much, because the house is still giving or screaming Airbnb. So I'm not sure about how I believe their cohesiveness. So they need to either get another story arc, or just basically flat out say, we don't mind showing y'all the foolishness, because ain't no way either one of us are going to give up this check. Because that's the bottom line of it all. So then we go into Wendy Osefo's counterattack, which is hilarious, which is not really hilarious. It's a bunch of shenanigans, and she is using her 4 degrees, and she's getting her high power attorneys to basically flip the script from the narrative that y'all really tried to defraud the insurance company and the legality of filing a false report. It's basically she's saying that, yeah, we know all those charges, but everything that y'all did some hinky shit when you came in and arrested us. And then even though it sounds like they did have a warrant, but when the warrant was executed, did it include things like the emails? Did it include things when they intercepted those emails, or when they were in their discovery, did it include searching the house after they got arrested and removing those items that they said that they had been stolen? I don't know. If the warrant wasn't up to snuff and didn't include all of those things, a small technicality could get her out some big shit where she could actually be looking at major jail time. And over a technicality, she's going to use the same system that said we're going to prosecute her to the wasted our time and prosecute But y'all, if y'all messed up and she gets away with this nonsense, girl, because y'all screw up, yeah, that would be horrible, and it would be a black eye to the legal system, because they're using the legal system that against the legal system, because y'all didn't do y'all due diligence. And I don't think, because this has been over a year in the making, the state always seems to play the long game. So I don't know. Y'all had all the time to get all your P's and Q's together way before you had that news conference. Should have had it together before you sent them to the clink. And now you're saying they may get off on a legal technicality. Y'all should be dragged for that. However, it's just brilliant, because if the insurance company pay out even a quarter of that, instead of them moving, they're basically using their insurance to basically pay for renovations of stuff that didn't need to be renovated, because that was also in all the claims too. How you gonna get paid back for a break-in when there is no break-in? You know what I'm saying? So it's suspect, but I do believe she's going to drag it on for as long as possible, because one, she needs a storyline, and she's guaranteed for them to basically break this down, drag her at the reunion. And if it's not going to be resolved, because I don't think the trial date has been set yet, she planning on not only, because now she doesn't have a job outside of the Housewives. So it almost sounds like she's insured not only her job for the rest of this season, but also at least for next season, because she ain't got no checks from working the other angle of those 4 degrees. I can truly probably say, as a commentator, even as a commentator on CNN or MSNBC, and definitely working at Wesleyan, and this is even if she was a full tenured professor at Hopkins, she wasn't making that much money to be able to afford 4 Birkins. I don't know of any professors that got that kind of scratch unless they independently wealthy from other sources, from family money, etc. So, and also the strategy is brilliant. She doesn't want to be tried with Eddie because they can incriminate each other. He's not even though he is supposed to, he's finished law school, there are some reports that he may not actually be a licensing, practicing lawyer. So, and he doesn't have representation yet. So basically, this is going to be another case where all of the criminal defense tactics are now outshining the original crime, which is actually heavy. Y'all put the insurance company on the hook for almost $500,000 in bogus claims. Y'all wasted a whole bunch of police time, but you still may get off, because if they didn't truly do their due diligence in all the communication, making sure all the things are actually there for during discovery, and if they basically executed that search warrant and they obtained things outside of the scope of the search warrant, there is a big problem, and she may just get walk. It may The charges it doesn't mean that she ain't guilty. The charges may be dismissed with or without prejudice, and they can't bring it back. Because if she successfully, and maybe that's why he's waiting to get representation, because I get why they separate the trial, but if she successfully gets suppression of the evidence against her, that probably portends to a dismissal of the charges against Eddie, because there is no evidence. There's suspicion of a crime taking place, but there is no evidence to support that suspicion. So they probably are looking at, we're going to see how much we can get suppressed before he even wastes my time and money getting his defense together, because he may not need one, because if she successfully get all this stuff suppressed, they're not going to have any evidence against him. Girl, that's wild and absolutely brilliant. Go ahead on and work with your 4-degree self. I get it. And last but not least, Real Housewives of OC should be Real Housewives that can't move the fuck on. I'm tired of talking about Shannon and her shenanigans, because she doesn't want to move on. And because there is no screen time and there is nothing, because she doesn't have anything going on in her life that is not boring, that is worth filming. And just like Alexis now Jansen, formerly Bellino, once said, her shtick is old and tired as her jawline. So you may want to try to get some of your money back that you paid for that facelift, because that is even starting to look a little tired. But Gretchen Rossi of it all, her only currency is the conflict. They bought her back as a friend of, but her real life of stable cohabitation with the slime ball of the year, Slade, is not compelling. And she has to hold on to that stuff. She has to basically add on to her hit list. And she can't move on, because what would be the currency in that? I'm tired of seeing her over Botox face. I'm tired of seeing her trashy, stupid outfits. She's stuck in the past, and she can't operate like that anymore, because the show has moved on, but she is not. And then she keeps doing, and then this whole thing about her saying, oh, if that was doctored. Yeah, I don't think so. And I'm wondering what is going to actually happen when the executive producer of the show is gay. And then you got people on the show that you're supposed to be riding with have gay and children, non-conforming children. And then you say this stuff, but y'all are still two-faced and spinelessly supporting this Botox bitch. Heather Dubrow is getting on my nerves, because I think Heather, I think Gina, and the other over Botox, what's her name? I can't even remember all of their name. They and Shannon all got together because their whole drive was to ice out Tamara. I want to dial back, and with the years that she was not on the show and wasn't filming with y'all, and y'all cut her off, the show tanked, and they brought her back on, and it saved all of y'all jobs. So you can think that y'all can go at it alone. You are appallingly mistaken. And y'all lack of empathy for this lady going through what she's going through off the camera with Teddy Mellencamp. Y'all, I think all of y'all, and I think some of the cast members are real. Emily, that's her name. All I can think of. I just think of a foghorn every time I think of her. But Emily and Gina have now, it seems like they have realized that them icing out Tamara is not a good look, and it also is not going to keep her, because their names are not on anybody's check, and they basically have realized, I'm glad, not too late, that you're going to have to figure out some way to be able to interact with her, because this icing out is foolishness. And y'all have hitched y'all wagon to the Botox of it all. And y'all believe in hype by supporting, even as a friend of, Gretchen Rossi. Number one, she does not deserve having a full-time orange. I don't want to see Slimy Slade ever again on my TV in this capacity. And they need to basically get it right. Either she is poor trailer park trash, and how dare you say those offensive things, or you gonna let her back and then I stop watching the show. Y'all need to. I'm hoping they gonna figure this out. But I would, if they did offer her for season 20 a job in some capacity, and even as a friend of, that's going to be suspect. Because why? She brought nothing but chaos and stupidity and a whole bunch of lies, and that everybody has moved on from except for them. Why is she here? And if you can't answer that, and answer it in an intelligent manner, why there you don't deserve to have me or anyone like me watch your show, because I don't get it. She should have been gone, and she should have never been brought back if this is all she got. And number two, I would have found some way to work, even though she was telling stories, but that was kind of funny. I would have found some way to got that other girl come back, the Asian girl to come back more than Rossi, because Gretchen has brought nothing of beneficial to this show. She brought just some old stuff that, again, everybody's moved on from except her and Slade. So, I don't know. You can take the girl out of the hood, but you can't take hood music out the girl. But I'm going to end this with a word, just as I started this podcast. Do or do not do. There is no try. And that's a word from Yoda. I hope I have conveyed just how much fun I have had in creating this podcast. I've got my mojo back. Just set your intention, or reset your intention. It could be daily if necessary. Mine is peace. No mental dumping over here. If I'm acting like I'm not listening, I'm probably not. I'm not your therapist. I'm not a therapist. Keep the crazy to yourself, child. You do you and leave me be. The sooner you figure that ish out, the happy you will be. So this is what I want to convey in this podcast. And that wraps another of F.A.A.F.O has a fro. Join me next time as I throw shade and point out the shade and simply have fun. Y'all have a great new year. What y'all, what what?